Hi guys, good morning. Okay. So in the previous demo, we have discussed uh, on JSON and what are the types applicable for the JSON and what are the applicable type for the JSON values and the rules, whatever the rules is applicable. All those things we discussed in the previous session, I guess. Yeah. Good morning. Okay. So now today we'll discuss on creation of the data in JSON. Okay. Okay. So as you all know, so JSON data. How to start with the JSON data? Okay. So how to start with the JSON data? Okay. So let's check this. Okay. Just give me a second. The other folks to join meanwhile. Oh, I was on a mute. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So first I'm starting with the curly brace and I'm closing this opened curly brace here. Okay. So in between this opened curly brace and closed curly brace, I have to represent the data. Okay. So whatever the data I need to process, that I need to represent here. So we already discussed that JSON key always be a string format. JSON value always, JSON value can be any of the applicable data type. By remembering this, we have to start creating the data. Okay. So now I open the curly brace and I'm closing the curly brace which represent JSON object. Okay. In between that, in between that, I'm started, representing in a data here. Okay. So like first, what I'm representing here is maybe page colon 1. Then, data representation should be in the key value pair. Okay, data representation. It is like a second demo, I guess. Okay. So, but whatever the first demo we have covered, I will be explaining it here now as well. Okay. So now also I'm explaining. I'm just revising those concepts as well. Okay. Okay. So data will be represented in the key value format. See, this is the key, this is the value. So after creating a key value representation here, if I want to represent one more data very next to this data, I have to separate this data to that data by comma. Okay. So next, then I have to represent another data here now. So here I'm just total maybe 12. Okay, then I'm representing one more data like a book name. Okay, then data. So I'm starting with the array, and I'm closing it here with the array. Okay, okay, observe here. So as I told you guys before, so JSON object representation should start with a curly brace and close with a curly brace. And inside that, we have to represent the data in the form of key value pair. Okay. So this is key, this is value. This is key, this is value. This is key, this is value. And this is key, and this is value. Okay. So if you can observe here, this keys always be a string format. There's no any other data type for the key. Okay, so I will represent one more thing like a address here. Address and colon. So address should I represent like a object format. Okay, so this key, if you can see here, this key type always be a string. Okay, so key name always be represented in the form of a string only, but corresponding value, this value will change according to the applicable data type. Okay, for the page it may be it's a integer, for the total it's a integer, for the book name it is a string format. Okay, for the data it is a array format, for the address it is a object format. So which means that for the value, okay, so for the value, integer is also applicable, string is also applicable, array is also applicable, and object is also applicable. And one more thing, we have like a like true. Okay, so like a boolean value. Okay, boolean is also applicable. Okay, so the value can be anything in between the applicable data type, but key always should represent in the form of a like JSON. Sorry, in the form of a string. Okay, in the form of a string we need to represent the key. Okay, key always remains as in a string format, but here the data type may differ according to the data that we are representing. So why it is a array here? For the data key, we have to store the multiple values here. Okay, so that's the reason we are maintaining the array. So inside that may be multiple informations. Okay, So we'll be having a multiple objects. So object close opening here, object closing here, and then comma separated details, and one more object opening here, and one more object closing here. Okay, so this is how it should look like. Okay, so array started here, array closing here internally. So we have a multiple objects here. Okay, this is one object, this is one object. Okay, this is one object, and this is one object. Means inside the array we are storing a two object information. Okay, so whenever we have to store the multiple values for the single key, then we can go with the array concept. Okay, so then for this key, we're representing the data in the form of an object. So object type is also applicable for this, for the JSON. Okay, so here it's a Boolean type. So either we have a true or a false. So Boolean type is also applicable for the JSON data. Okay, so this is a simple data structure that we are following in the JSON. So is it clear?
Hi, ma'am. I just have like a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like how we declare a data in JSON, if I'm understanding it correctly.
Okay. So declare so no, there's no this is what declaration only this is. Okay. See, uh whenever you're starting a data representation in a JSON, so this is what representing the JSON data. If you're starting with a curly brace and closing with a curly brace, which means that it indicates that this is a JSON representation of a data here. Okay. So internally, so whatever the type you're defining here, so you're starting with the string format of here, and for that you are providing, it's not like explicitly you need to specify, hint, like how you specify in the programming language, like a hint, string, and array, like that you are so explicitly not required. Okay, so if you are started providing in a data here, that will internally it will get to know, the particular type it is accessing. Okay, so explicit in providing of a type is not required here. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So this is all applicable data types here. Okay. So now in this, so how to access the data that we have defined here. Okay, this is in the data that we are defined, but how to access it? For example, let's take here, we have a name, and we have a okay. So here, okay. um, yeah. So first, if you want to access, okay, particular information, from this, okay, from this data representation. For example, so this is, for the data we are representing in the array format, okay. So for the data we are representing in the array format of information here, right? So how to access this information? For this, for example, if I want to access name of this object, okay, so name of this object, how to traverse, how we have to traverse into this data representation. So here also we have a name, here also we have a name, here also we have a company, here also we have a company, right? So how to access the particular, information? Maybe I want to access this information, but the thing is, in the two objects also we have a common key. So how to access? Then how to traverse inside of it? Okay. So anybody have a idea, like, how can we get this information now? This name information. Just give it a try. If it is wrong, also not an issue. Just give it a try. How to access this name information?
Maybe data dot name.
Okay. So according to Haish, right? So it's a data dot name. Okay. Okay. Any other try? Data dot name. Okay. Any other answers? Just observe here and just give me the different answers apart from this data dot name.
As it is a array, maybe index.
Okay. Ah, yeah. Then how it will be? How the data will be accessed?
We can give zero, but
Hmm.
cannot think of how we can give a name.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, Maybe data, then array
Uh-huh.
brackets, and then within the array brackets we can maybe we can type name because we do not have like any index number. So I don't know. I'm
Data.
just trying.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, you can
array,
data and array bracket. Within that array
yeah.
bracket, name. This is the way.
No, probably you can just delete the zero because
Okay.
I mean because it's not written in an array form. So maybe
Okay.
name and then this.
Array.
Then, oh no,
Okay.
name.
Okay. Name.
No, no, it's data. Then the array bracket
Okay.
name. Within the array brackets, we can just type name. That's what I
Okay.
mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is one answer. Okay. Okay. Then let me copy this and explain this part. Okay. So now let's check this. Okay. Listen here, guys. So if you can see here, this is the data. Data is the key here. So this is the key, and for this key, we have a value of type array. Okay. So when we have a requirement to access the particular information from the array of information. Okay. So how to do that? Okay. So now if I say it as data dot name, then here we have a two different objects. Okay. Maybe Arsh name company is referring here. Maybe Sush company is referring here. Then don't you think here if I call a data dot name, which name exactly it is referring? Don't you think there is an ambiguity issue? Okay, there is a multiple names. In the name, this is also name, this is also name. But exactly which information you want to grab here? Which information you have to extract here? That is the question now. Okay, so this is fine. If we have one information on the name, then then we can directly call it like this. But here we have a multiple data. See, this data is started here, this data is closing here, this data is started here, this data is closing here. So if I call it directly like this, it's an ambiguity issue. Like, it's getting confusing for this. It's, we are confusedly we are providing the syntax, like, which name we need to access here. We have a multiple name key. Okay, so which exactly we need to access here. So okay.
I just pinged one thing. Is that the
Okay, you're pinged. No, I have not received, Geeta.
no.
You're pinging.
It is not getting typed. It is, yeah. But previously I pinged. Okay, you can't see the chat. Okay, is it not displayed here? Okay, fine.
Okay, okay. So you all know, right, array concept, how it will work. See, this is an array. Okay, in this array we will be having a multiple memory location. Okay, this is one memory location. This is one memory location, and this is one memory location. This is one memory location. This is one memory location. Okay, so let's take this. This is, right, index concept in the array. This is the zeroth index. This is the first index. This is the second index. This is the third index. Okay, so whenever we have a array enabled here, see, opening square bracket, closing square bracket represent array. Okay, inside the array we are trying to store different maybe employee information inside the company. For example, here company is the key name. Inside the company we will be having multiple employees, right? So in the company key only we need to store all the employees information. Then how it works, we have to enable the array only, because we can't give the key like company 1 for the first employee, company 2 for the second employee. Not, we can't create the data like that, means we can't create a key like that. It's in, like, meaningless. Inside the company key we need to store all the employees information. So how it goes, see, this employee information will be stored inside the first memory location. This employee information will be stored in this memory location. Okay, so this employee information completely available in this memory location. This employee information completely available in this memory location. Okay, so whenever we are trying to access the data, whenever we have enabled the array, one thing we have to make sure that we have to work with an index concept. Okay, we have to work with the index concept whenever array is there here. Okay, so we have to work with the index concept, because each index represent each data. Okay, so here if I call the data dot name, like, it's an ambiguity issue, which data, which name I have to call is exactly, because multiple names are there inside the array. Okay, this data is of type array only now. So like, multiple name is there, which one it is exactly trying to fetch. Okay, so now what we have to do, so now the thing is, first we need to specify the index. So how to specify the index, data of, I have to specify zeroth index. Okay, so what happens here, whenever I specify the zeroth index, so control will immediately come to this zeroth index. In the zeroth index, what data is specified, this first data is specified. Then in that, when whenever I'm specifying data dot zero, it is getting the control of this complete this data. Okay, so in that also I want to just access the name, I don't want any company information. First, I just want to access the name here. So here, dot name. dot name. Okay, so here how it's happening. So whenever I'm specifying data dot zero, in this entire memory location, whatever the data is represented, this will be you know accessing. Okay, it will be taking a control of this entire data. In that exactly which data I want to access, then I can refer it by dot name. So it is going to the zeroth index, and it is accessing the name which is available in the zeroth index. Okay, so now tell me, I want to access the company of this object. How will be the data syntax here? I want to
Data
access.
data of one dot company.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so this is how you have to access the data inside in a hurry. Okay, so this is all very important, because by going forwards in API testing, we will be working with a script concept. Okay, in the postman you will come across in writing the scripts. Okay, so by that time you need to travel through the JSON data, and you need to access the JSON data. So you have to write these paths. This is the JSON path in order to fetch some particular information. Okay, so you have to be very clear with all these things. Okay, so now, okay, here I have a zip. Okay, I will just specify the keys. Okay, let me write it. Zip code colon, key value will be separated by commas, and city will be BLR, comma, and last data will need to separate by comma. Okay, so street.
Ma'am, here after data array, no need to give comma.
Where?
After data array you started, right? Bracket, square bracket started and square bracket ended.
Here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You need to provide, because see, this take comma to this data to this data. This is separation. This data to this data. This is separation. This data
Okay.
to this data. Yes, you have to provide. Okay, I only just forgot. The last one is no need to provide, because here finally you are ending with the main object. So main object has to end with the semicolon. Okay, so this is last, whenever you're closing the data representation, you just end with a semicolon. You all know, right? This is the end of the statements. This is end of the data, which represent end of the data here. Okay. Ha.
Man, if you go up like name and company, just below that there is curly bracket, right? The first one over there. Do we need to put? Okay, got
uh,
it. Okay,
what
got it.
uh
Now it's over there.
yeah,
Thank
this subject to this, see, this is one complete data, so you're given a comma. Then one more data is started here. So since I'm ending the data here, I'm not ending with this now. Okay, so now tell me, I want to access the city here. I want to access the city. Look at the how we are representing the data, and tell me the syntax, JSON path.
City. It's address dot city. As it is not an array.
Hmm. Yeah, okay, very good. Okay, so first thing you have to analyze here whether it is a array or object. Only if it is a array, then you have to enable the index format. Okay, like this format. If it is a object, we will be having a direct access. Okay, no need to follow with the index and all. So address dot city, address dot street, address dot gym. Okay, so in this two example, okay, so you have to understand internal logic. Okay, now tell me, why we can't use index format here? Why can't we use for the object index format? Why only we have to use for the array format?
Because we only have indexes and arrays and not objects.
Okay, that is one thing. One more thing, if you look at closely with the whatever the data we are representing here, just observe the data.
Like there is no same set of data. See, in
Yeah,
same set of data format will be there in arrays, whereas in this the other thing, we have only one formation of data, so there is
yeah.
no complication to call that particular data.
Yes, perfectly fine. Okay, yeah, this is what I was expecting. Okay, so when it comes to array, so here duplication is there. Duplication means this is how we need to represent. Okay, instead of data here, let's make it as a company. Okay, then it will be more meaningful. Company. Okay, so inside the company, obviously you need to specify employee name, EMP name you have to specify. Okay, EMP name. So since you already declared here as an EMP name for the hash. Okay, so for the hash, it's not like you should not declare the EMP name only for the source. It's like common key, right? So it should be like this. This data should represent like this. So instead of a company, you can't call anything for this for this source, right? So for everyone, company means company only. Okay, for everyone, employee name means employee name only. If they are just fetching on the database like a employee name, all the employee name has to display there. So in that, which one you have to filter? So you have to filter it, right? So but here, if you can see here, there's no any duplication of key. Okay, like I mean to say, there's no common set of keys values here. I'm very sorry, common set of key here. It's very different from one key to another key. It's very direct for the address. Okay, so here we know multiple data with the same representation is available. So then we go with the array concept whenever we have this kind. Okay, so then we go with the array concept and we enable the index format. Okay, if we don't have this means directly we can declare it with the object representation and no need to work with the array. Okay, understood. Hope it understood.
So
Okay.
how do
Yeah,
you identify, like if you are calling similar to the previous one, you are like indexing, right? So for the
Mhm.
object, then how do you get, or what's the process?
No, it's just direct. See, in the address, uh, grab the address dot zip. So it will provide you the, so control will come to address first. Then in that, what we are providing, okay, zip we are asking. Okay, provide the dot zip. It will fetch the value. Address dot city. It will fetch the corresponding value here. Address dot street. Then it will fetch the corresponding value. Just direct it is.
Okay, thank
Okay, so so just you have to understand this traversal path. Okay, this is just a simple data representation. Okay, so for today, this simple data representation and simple data accessing path we have discussed. Tomorrow we'll go with the still more nested data and complex data. Okay, so what if we have a array in okay, we have a array here, we have a object. What if here also value of type array? Then how to access this data? I mean to say, instead of here string format, maybe I have a, for the company, uh, okay, for the company I'm just randomly I'm taking. Okay, here maybe I have a value of type array. Okay, so if it is array means again here multiple object stats here. So how to access such kind of complex data? See, maybe here. Okay, okay. Mm. So here again, see, company is there. For this company, we have a array of information. Okay, in that, again, if it is array means multiple objects will be there. Then again, objects started. For this objects, again, key value per representation. For this internal key, again, there is an array type of information. Again, we will be having a multiple objects here. So it's like a complex data. Okay, so like array inside object, object inside a array. Okay, so when we have this complex structure, how to traverse through this path, how to access some particular information. Those things we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, so now for today, the sample data declaration and accessing way we are completed. Tomorrow we'll cover nested data and complex data. Okay, so this is what our tomorrow's class plan. Okay, so why we are learning this? Just for the as a prerequisite for this API execution. Okay, see if you can see here, guys. See, we have a prerequisite script and test. Okay, so what we are doing here, we have to write the script concepts, means we have to write the script in order to perform the task. Okay, so there we come across multiple scenarios. See, we have to traverse through the JSON path, we have to provide the path here in order to fetch some particular information. Okay, so all these concepts we will be using once we start with the API execution. So before jumping into those section, before jumping into those sessions, so here only we will make it clear with the traversal of a data. Okay, so if you are thorough with this traversal of a data and fetching particular information, then it will be easier here to write the scripts. Okay, so that's the reason we are spending some time here to learn all those things. Okay, any doubt whatever we discussed here?
Yeah. Um, Actually, currently now I'm working on this API testing only right now, whatever the project. So I have little hands on all the methods, but writing on the script part, for that, what is the prerequisite? Like, I got to know like minimum Java knowledge is required, but
Okay.
have any knowledge on Java. So will you cover that thing as well in this session, or like,
Uh-huh. So
Mhm.
Kita, like automation of API you're handling, or with a
No,
postman you're
no,
handling?
no, normal thing. But like, we were
Uh,
asked to start, using those collection things and running that
okay.
collection part. But I'm not exactly aware of. So that's the reason I just,
Okay. So,
Mhm.
yeah. See, Java, I have a pre-recorded videos for the,
Mhm.
whoever is joining for this course. So,
Mhm.
what I will do usually is while I'm covering a postman, so I will
Mhm.
put those Java videos unclear. Okay,
Mhm.
because before jumping into the automation part, means the same thing whatever we are executing here as part of a postman, as part of a manual API testing coverage,
Mhm.
those things again we will be doing in the automation. For the
Oh.
automation we are using a rest assured library, but this rest
Mhm.
library, in order to write the script, yes, Java no knowledge is required. Okay, so before while I'm doing with the postman, we will be spending some time here to learn how API work, what are different scenarios will come. So all those things when we are learning, so I will
Mhm.
pass you guys the pre-recorded Java videos. Okay,
Okay.
so
Mhm.
like one day by day you have to go through that videos and you have to cover those videos before jumping into the rest assured.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
If you
Mhm.
guys have any doubt while you're going through that videos, you can ask me in the group which we will create after once after the actual session start. So you can also ping in that. You can also have a discussion there, or else in the session also we will have a discussion if you have any doubts in those concepts. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, the minimal Java basic things, whatever it is required to learn this rest assured or what this API automation will be sharing, right?
yeah, that I will provide.
How many
Yes,
videos, ma'am, for that?
around 15 videos.
50 or 15?
No, 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 1 5.
15.
Okay, I
Okay.
guess it's
Um,
15, not
um,
more than that.
Madam, did
Sorry.
Jason and this
Mm.
postman was completed? Or it's not its right.
No, no, no. It's just a demo session. Okay. So once after you guys start, we will start with the actual session. Again, I will go through that again. See, this is all whole batch. Okay, this is a whole batch. Uh,
Mhm.
okay, like workspace I'm showing here. So for your batch, this is in a demo session. But maybe today and tomorrow is the demo session. Then from Wednesday, it's an actual session. So if you have a plan to enroll, please plan it as soon as possible so that it will be helpful on the Wednesday we are starting. Okay.
Ma'am, so from Wednesday you'll start from basic API part because this
Huh.
is second class, I think, right?
Yes, yes, yeah. Yeah,
So
don't
that
worry. From the basic only, I will start. So this is demo session. Okay, this is not actual session. See, in the demo, I will not go much deeper. So just I will just try to give a overview on the concept. In the actual session, we will start from the basic, from API, and again with HTTP methods, HTTP status codes, and again if you want JSON part, everything we'll discuss again.
okay. Ma'am, how many days will this course take?
45 days.
Daily
Okay.
morning, same time, 8:30.
Same timing, but excluding Saturday Sunday. Okay, not including Saturday Sunday 45 days, excluding.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm. And the session starts in the morning, right? 6 a.m. or what is the
Session
time?
starts in the morning 8 a.m. Okay,
8 a.m. Huh?
yes,
Okay.
8 a.m.
8 to 9,
Uh,
right?
8 to 9. Yeah. So only it is in a demo. Just they're starting with a 8:30, but actual session
Mm.
is from 8 to 9.
Oh, actual session is from 8 to 9. Okay. Is
Huh.
like,
Huh.
if just in case if we miss the class for any reason, so there is, recorded session we'll be having it, right?
Recorded session. Yeah, every day sessions will be recorded, and
Mm-hmm.
those they will upload in the drive. So, guys, once after you are enrolling, they will just create a Google Drive for you guys. Okay. So, in
Okay.
that, everyday sessions will be uploaded. In case if you, can you come again? What's Sama? You're asking. Mm,
8 to 9. Okay.
okay. Okay. So everyday sessions will be recorded. In case if you, by chance if you miss also, it will be available in the drive. You can go through that in the later lesson.
Mm. So there are no weekend sessions, right? Like the same.
Weekend, no dear. Okay. So usually weekdays, I'm too working and